Hello you guys, welcome to video number 3. Today we are talking all things unabridged certificates, passport applications and leaving South Africa immigrations. Okay, home affairs, yes, baby daddies, all of that. We're going to be talking about it on this video, so make sure that you stay tuned so that you don't miss out on anything. Okay, so if you have an unabridged certificate that has both your information as the mother and the father's information, honey, that's okay with you. Always go with you. If your kid already has a passport and all is good with you. Now, if your kid doesn't have a passport, please continue watching. If your kid does not have a proper full unabridged certificate, meaning that their unabridged certificate only has the mother's information, please continue watching. Okay, now let's get right into it. Before we go any further, I just need to make sure that I tell you guys ukuthi uhome affairs akazingeni, like uhome affairs akazingeni whether baby daddy uyondla is in the picture or out of the picture. Baby daddy has to be present for you to be able to apply for your kid's passport. Baby daddy should be there. That's a must. Otherwise your child is not going to have a passport unless maybe you have a court order or whatnot that you can produce and say, okay, maybe he died and you have his death certificate, then you can get a passport for your child. Otherwise, if he knows that you're planning on taking your kids abroad and you know that he might just go, berserk over it, you just might want to ask, like, I don't know, or I don't play it how you will, and basically just grovel. It's so hard sometimes to grovel, especially when someone helps you with nothing, basically, when it comes to raising kids. But hey, do what you gotta do to get what you want. And you show within hand come up, baby daddy. No. There are more ways. There are literally more ways. Making the reason that, okay, you going with your kid, it's actually gonna be in the kid's best interest and whatnot. Just swing it. And then when he has gone with you to apply for the kid's passport, that's not the only thing that you need from him. Unfortunately, you still need him to sign a consent form granting you permission to leave South Africa with the kid. Home Affairs is like, yo, we bring you back to your baby daddies. Home Affairs is taking us to the cleanest people. We're like, okay, so when you go to Home Affairs, you will need to print out this form. Home Affairs online. Don't go to Home Affairs the office. No. Go online and Home Affairs and you will get this form. It's called the Consent for Person Under the Age of 18 to Travel to and from the Republic. Parental Consent Letter. Okay, so basically on this form there's a part where it says we hereby declare our consent that our daughter, son, whose birth certificate is attached. So with this form you need to attach the child's birth certificate, you need to attach the daddy's ID copy, you need to attach your copy as well. So there's a part where the father has to sign granting you permission as someone who's leaving South Africa with the child, and you also need to sign as someone who's leaving South Africa with the child. You also need to fill out when you'll be leaving and when you'll be coming back and stuff like that. So as you can see here, there's a mother part here and also there's a father part here. It's only just 2 pages, it's not that long, and the second page is only just really it's a legal guardian. Let's say maybe you are a legal guardian to the child that you want to travel move to Taiwan with. Then if that one applies to you, then you'll have to write the information here. Otherwise, page number 2 is basically just a checklist, checking if you have included the birth certificate of the child traveling, ID or passport copy, and visa of the person receiving the child or going with the child in, to Taiwan. So you will need either an ID copy or a passport copy, a court order where applicable, if baby daddy is, if you required a court order, for him to actually grant you permission, or maybe you were granted permission by the court to actually, move with the kid to another country, then you have to include a copy of that court order and a death certificate if you're one of the lucky ones. Guys. Oh my goodness, to think that I'm even shooting this video on a Sunday. No, literally, I take that one back. Anyways, yeah, you need to include a death certificate of if the baby daddy is deceased, or if you are a daddy and you're going with your child to Taiwan, you need to include a death certificate of baby mama. Then you'll need your ID copy and also the baby daddy's copy. So those are the only things that you need. So you fill out the form. It's very easy to fill out and very straightforward. So when you are leaving South Africa, this doesn't need to be authenticated by the Taiwanese embassy and whatnot. This they don't need at all. So you only need this when you only submit this at immigrations. So let's say maybe you traveling from Durban and you traveling from King Shaka International Airport. There's that part where you pass by security. You pass security and then you go to immigrations. There are Home Affairs booth. There's a Home Affairs booth there. I think 2 of them. Yeah. So you go there and then they will ask you for this right here. And also with us, we traveled with Qatar. They asked for this as well, even before allowing us to check in. So yeah, this is what you need for your flight check-in. This does not pertain to the embassy, does not go to the embassy, does not go to DECO. Just make sure that you have it so that you can exit the country, with ease, and be able to board the plane as well. Otherwise you will not be able to. Okay, so if your child has an unabridged certificate that only has your information as the mother and not the father, and you have applied for an insertion, meaning that you've applied to have the father's details added onto the unabridged certificate, then if it has not been issued and you will need to go to Home Affairs and ask them to print out for you an inquiry on status of application form. So there's something like this. Basically here it shows when the application was launched. It also shows, or I'll just read this. It says application for insertion of father's details. His name is blase blase, ID number sent to Home Affairs. Then it also shows a date in which the father's particulars were inserted and the place of birth, all of that, and then it is stamped by Home Affairs. What else? So the father then also, in my case, because I'd rather have documents that are not needed than have less documents, and for me to be turned back, especially when you have bought the flight ticket, I'd rather have more than enough documents, So he then went ahead and asked him to do an affidavit stating that he had applied for an insertion. No, he had changed his surname, because his surname was different. With my son, he was using his father's surname, and with my daughter, he was still using his mom's surname. So he had to do an affidavit. He did that, and they took it as well because they were like, two dads and they're not the same. They can be so noisy, that those people. And also another thing, oh yeah, we got this confirmation. Oh no, the only reason that he had to do a confirmation of change of surname was because he no longer had the ID that was appearing on the insertion application. So yeah, he did that, and basically they asked for everything. Oh, like honestly, that guy that day, I think he was devil sponsored, cause yo, and he would ask for things, and I was like, yeah, ask for this, and I was like, there you go. For that, I was like, yeah, and I was like, okay, you can go. Like, really now, really, okay, really. Okay, you know, it's understandable if maybe you don't even look like your kids, you know, and they don't even look happy to be around you. But you may never know, I guess, with human trafficking and stuff like that. I guess he was just doing his job at the end of the day. And I'm just glad that I had all the necessary documentations. So basically, I'm saying, you guys, if you happen to be in the similar situation with me with regards to having your daughters or your sons' birth certificate and birth certificate only having your information, you might just want to apply for an insertion. And maybe you might be lucky when you get to immigrations and they overlook the fact that you only have your information on your child's unabridged certificate, like they did to another friend of mine who also came to Taiwan, went to Taiwan with her daughter. So you may never know, honestly. Some people, some days you'll find them that they just want to enforce all the ridiculous laws that they know they shouldn't be really enforced. But so just to be on the safe side, do those things and just apply for an insertion. You don't even have to wait for the proper full birth certificate to come out. But another thing now that I noticed was because I applied for, remember you guys, I said that for your ARC authentication, your ARC must be more than 6 months for your child to get resident visa. Now with me, my ARC was less than 6 months. It had less than 6 months, so my kids were given visitors visas. But for my son, his visitors visa was extendable, so after every 2 months we could extend the visa for another 2 months, because I was going to be getting my new ARC around July, and they came in January. But with my daughter, which is the reason why I'm saying that you need, you know, to try and do an insertion, she was given a visitor's visa that was unextendable, meaning that she needed to exit Taiwan after every 2 months to apply and launch rather a completely new different a new application. And we did that for like 3 times, and it was just exhausting financially as well. It was draining. So yeah, please do try, make sure that you have older people talk to the baby daddy so that he's not unreasonable and just helps you in this regard. Because believe it or not, oh my face, I guys, again shame as a baby daddy. Memfuna nje kwi application ni passport, he has to be there. Memfuna on the consent form, he has to consent. There has to be an ID copy yakhe. Otherwise wena uzothi usuyithengile iflight, usibhukile iflight yakho, ube nenkinga sekumele niyaphuma. And bayakujikisa shame nabanankinga bandle yo, abayalala nje labelala khona, bangabi nandaba nje ukuthi bakujikisile wena usuthenge zonke izinto zakho ngoba ufuna lento abayifunayo. So guys, be safe. And I'm rambling now, but yeah. Anyways, Okay, so the only last video that I have to do after this one will have to be the visa application form. Now this one is the very last thing that you need. Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, okay, let's meet up on that very last video in this segment or session or whatever you want to call it. See you guys there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, like, comment and subscribe. All the love, all the joy coming to you from me. Truckloads, bucket loads. Love you.